What if I told you there's a desert that gets more rain than London? A lake that literally turns animals to stone, and flames that burn blue in the darkness of night. These aren't CGI movie effects. They're real places on our planet that are so impossible, they'll shatter everything you thought you knew about geography. Fact 1. The underwater river of Mexico. Cenote Angelita in Mexico contains a literal river flowing underwater at 30 meters depth, complete with trees and fallen logs on its banks. This isn't an optical illusion, it's a halocline where fresh water sits above dense salt water, creating a distinct underwater river with hydrogen sulfide clouds that look like underwater fog. Divers can literally swim above a river while being underwater themselves. Fact 2. The boiling river that kills instantly. Deep in Peru's Amazon exists Shanay Timpishka, a river that literally boils at temperatures reaching 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Local shamans consider it sacred, and falling in means certain death within seconds. Scientists only recently confirmed its existence in 2011, and its heat source remains mysterious since it's 400 miles from the nearest volcano. The river is so hot, it creates its own weather system. Fact 3. The country that exists only on Tuesdays. Due to time zone mathematics, Kiribati's Line Islands exist in next Tuesday, while the rest of the world lives in Monday for several hours weekly. This creates a temporal paradox where this country literally lives in the future. Residents can theoretically call relatives in other countries and tell them about tomorrow's weather before it happens elsewhere on Earth. Fact 4. The upside-down waterfall that defies gravity. England's Kinder downfall waterfall literally flows upward when strong winds hit, creating water that shoots 30 meters up into the air before falling back down. This creates the only place on Earth where you can stand directly below a waterfall and stay completely dry. The phenomenon occurs so regularly that locals use it as a natural weather indicator. Fact 5. The rocks that grow like living organisms. Romania's Trovance stones literally grow, move, and reproduce like living organisms. These geological oddities can grow from pebbles to house-sized boulders within decades, split to create offspring, and migrate across fields. Scientists still can't fully explain how rocks exhibit lifelike behavior, making them one of geology's greatest mysteries that challenges our understanding of the mineral world. Fact 6. The desert that gets more rain than London. Chile's Atacama Desert, famous for being Earth's driest place, has regions that receive more annual rainfall than London, when rare weather patterns shift. Some weather stations recorded zero precipitation for 14 consecutive years, then suddenly received a year's worth of London rain in a single storm, creating temporary lakes in one of the most arid landscapes on Earth. Fact 7. The place where time moves measurably slower. Due to gravitational time dilation, people living in La Paz, Bolivia, age microseconds slower than those at sea level. Einstein's theory of relativity means high-altitude residents literally experience time moving slower, measurable with atomic clocks, though imperceptible to humans. Over a lifetime, La Paz residents are technically younger than their sea-level counterparts by measurable amounts. Fact 8. The lightning lake that never stops. Venezuela's lake, Maracaibo, experiences lightning strikes 300 nights per year, with up to 300 strikes per minute during peak storms. This Catatumbo lightning is so consistent it was used as a navigation beacon for centuries and generates more atmospheric electrical activity than anywhere else on Earth. The phenomenon is visible from 250 miles away, creating a natural lighthouse effect. Fact 9. The island with a confirmed death date. Surtsey Island near Iceland literally vanishes due to volcanic activity and erosion. Since 1963, it has shrunk from 2.7 square kilometers to less than 1.4, and scientists predict it will completely disappear by 2100. This makes it one of the few places on Earth with a scientifically confirmed expiration date, essentially a temporary landmass with a countdown timer. Fact 10. The magnetic forest where compasses go insane. Japan's Aokigahara forest has such strong magnetic anomalies that compasses spin wildly and GPS systems fail completely. The dense tree canopy blocks wind, creating unnaturally silent conditions. The magnetic interference is so severe that rescue teams use colored tape to mark paths, as electronic navigation becomes impossible once you enter this naturally occurring dead zone. Fact 11. The desert snow that shouldn't exist. Algeria's Sahara Desert regularly receives snow that lasts for hours, despite above-freezing temperatures. The psychological shock is so intense that locals describe it as apocalyptic. The last major snowfall in 2021 created viral videos that millions believed were fake, demonstrating how this phenomenon challenges our basic understanding of climate patterns and geographical expectations. Fact 12. The poison garden that kills by smell. England's Alnwick Garden contains plants so deadly that simply smelling them can kill you. Visitors can only enter with guided tours, and gardeners wear full protective gear. Several plants are grown behind locked gates because their mere proximity is lethal. This creates the world's only tourist attraction, where the geography itself can murder you through casual interaction. Fact 13. The maelstrom that inspired horror literature. Norway's Moskstraumen whirlpool is so powerful it inspired Edgar Allan Poe's A Descent into the Maelstrom and Jules Verne's novels. This real vortex can reach 32 feet in diameter and has historically swallowed entire ships during peak tidal flows. The whirlpool creates such intense suction that it generates its own weather patterns and acoustic phenomena audible from miles away. Fact 14. The time zone that breaks mathematics. The International Dateline creates situations where you can travel west and arrive before you left, or fly from Christmas Island to Hawaii and land 25 hours before your departure time. Kiribati moved the line in 1995, creating the world's most bizarre time zone map where neighboring islands can be 25 hours apart despite being only miles distant. Fact 15. The underwater waterfall illusion. Mauritius appears to have a massive underwater waterfall visible from space, but it's actually sand and silt flowing off the ocean shelf. This optical illusion is so convincing that it fooled scientists for decades and continues to perplex viewers who see satellite images. The waterfall effect changes with tides, creating a dynamic illusion that seems to flow in different directions. Fact 16. The Blood Waterfall of Antarctica. Antarctica's Taylor Glacier bleeds crimson water due to iron-rich saltwater trapped beneath ice for over 2 million years. When this ancient water emerges and contacts oxygen, it oxidizes instantly, creating blood-red cascades against pristine white ice. The phenomenon represents one of Earth's oldest water sources, finally seeing daylight after eons of geological imprisonment. Fact 17. The lake that turns animals to stone. Tanzania's Lake Natron has such extreme alkalinity that animals become calcified upon contact, essentially turning to stone. This soda lake's pH reaches 12, nearly as caustic as ammonia, yet millions of flamingos breed here exclusively. The lake creates perfect preservation conditions, leaving stone-like animal sculptures scattered around its shores like a natural museum of death. Fact 18. The moving rocks that leave mysterious trails. California's Death Valley contains massive boulders that mysteriously move across flat desert floors, leaving straight tracks with no explanation. These sailing stones, weighing hundreds of pounds, glide across the landscape during rare combinations of rain, ice sheets, and wind, creating one of geology's most perplexing phenomena that was only recently understood through decades of scientific investigation. Fact 19. The pink lake that never changes color. Australia's Lake Hillier maintains bubblegum pink color year-round, even when water samples are removed. Unlike other pink lakes worldwide that change seasonally, this saline lake's vibrant hue remains constant due to unique algae and bacteria combinations. The pink water contrasts so dramatically with surrounding blue ocean that it's become one of nature's most Instagrammable phenomena. Fact 20. The Eye of Africa, visible from space. Mauritania's Richat structure forms a nearly perfect 50-kilometer circle so prominent that astronauts use it as a landmark. Initially thought to be a meteorite crater, this Eye of Africa is actually an ancient dome that eroded over millions of years, creating concentric rings visible from orbit. The formation is so geometrically perfect, it challenges natural formation theories. Fact 21. The Alien Island, that time forgot. Yemen's Socotra Island hosts over 700 species found nowhere else on Earth, creating landscapes so alien that it appears to be from another planet. The dragon's blood trees bleed crimson resin and look like giant umbrellas scattered across Martian-like terrain. Isolated for millions of years, the island evolved independently, creating a natural laboratory of impossible-looking life forms. Fact 22. The perfect blue hole mystery. Belize's Great Blue Hole is a perfectly circular marine sinkhole measuring 300 meters across and 124 meters deep. This underwater cavern formed during ice ages when sea levels were lower, creating a cave system that later flooded. The hole's incredible circular perfection and deep blue color create such stunning contrast that divers describe entering it as dropping into an alien world. Fact 23. The world's largest mirror. Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni transforms into Earth's largest mirror during rainy season, perfectly reflecting the sky across 10,000 square kilometers. This salt flat contains over 10 billion tons of salt and creates reflections so perfect that the horizon disappears completely. The mirror effect is so precise that it's used to calibrate satellites, essentially making Earth's surface a natural space navigation tool. Fact 24. The door to hell that's burned for 50 years. Turkmenistan's Darvaza crater has been burning continuously since 1971, when Soviet geologists accidentally created this natural gas inferno. The 70-meter-wide door to hell burns day and night, creating an apocalyptic scene in the Karakum Desert. The flames have persisted for over 50 years, making it one of humanity's longest-running accidental fires. Fact 25. The hellish depression below sea level. Ethiopia's Danakil Depression sits 125 meters below sea level and regularly reaches 125 degrees Fahrenheit, making it one of Earth's most hostile environments. This geological wonderland features active volcanoes, acid springs, and multicolored mineral deposits at the junction of 3 tectonic plates. The landscape is so extreme that scientists study it as an analog for early Earth and potential extraterrestrial conditions. Fact 26. The glowing beaches that light up at night. Maldives beaches glow electric blue at night, due to bioluminescent phytoplankton that emit light when disturbed. These microscopic organisms create a magical starry effect in the water, turning ordinary waves into trails of blue fire. The phenomenon occurs unpredictably, transforming random beach walks into otherworldly experiences, where every footstep creates sparkling light trails. Fact 27. The Mars training ground on Earth. Antarctica's McMurdo Dry Valleys are so Mars-like that NASA uses them for space equipment testing. These valleys haven't seen rainfall in over 2 million years despite being in Antarctica. The extreme conditions include 200 miles per hour winds and minus 50 degrees Fahrenheit temperatures, creating landscapes so barren that they provide perfect analogs for understanding potential life on Mars. Fact 28. The marble caves carved by time. Chile's marble caves were carved into solid marble by 6,000 years of wave action, creating stunning blue reflected chambers accessible only by water. The smooth marble formations create perfect acoustics, while glacial lake water's intense blue reflects onto white walls. The caves change color throughout the day as water levels shift, creating a natural kaleidoscope effect. Fact 29. The Blue Fire Volcano. Indonesia's Kawah Ijen volcano produces the world's largest blue flames, visible only at night when sulfuric gases ignite upon contacting air. These ethereal flames burn at 600 degrees Celsius and occur nowhere else on Earth at this scale. The blue fire phenomenon is so rare that witnessing it requires dangerous nighttime hikes through toxic volcanic gases. Fact 30. The mathematical precision of Giant's Causeway. Northern Ireland's Giant's Causeway consists of 40,000 interlocking basalt columns, demonstrating perfect mathematical precision. These hexagonal columns formed when lava cooled slowly and contracted uniformly, creating geometric perfection so extraordinary that ancient peoples attributed it to giants. The formation represents one of geology's most perfect examples of natural mathematical patterns emerging from chaos. Fact 31. The Light Beam Canyon. Arizona's Antelope Canyon creates otherworldly light beams when sunlight filters through narrow slot canyon openings. These beams appear most dramatically during midday when sun angles are perfect. The canyon walls are so narrow that visitors sometimes squeeze through sideways, while marveling at nature's cathedral-like light show that changes by the minute. Fact 32. The Chocolate Hills. Mystery. Philippines' 1,776 cone-shaped chocolate hills turn brown during dry season, resembling giant chocolate kisses scattered across Bohol Island. These limestone formations were created by coral deposits and erosion over millions of years, yet their uniform size and distribution remain geologically puzzling. Local legends claim they're tears of giants or remnants of epic battles, adding mystique to scientific mystery. Fact 33. The Stone Animal Graveyard. Tanzania's lake Natron calcifies animals on contact, creating a natural sculpture garden of stone creatures scattered around its alkaline shores. Despite deadly conditions for most life, millions of flamingos breed here exclusively because the extreme chemistry creates perfect conditions for their food source. The lake literally preserves dead animals, like ancient Egyptian mummification processes. Fact 34. The Wave Frozen in Stone. Arizona's wave formation showcases 190 million-year-old Jurassic sandstone layers in perfectly preserved undulating patterns. This formation reveals ancient sand dune patterns frozen in stone, creating a natural time capsule of prehistoric desert conditions. Access is so restricted that only 20 people daily can visit through competitive lottery, making it one of America's most exclusive natural wonders. Fact 35. The Rainbow Mountains of Reality. China's Zhangye displays mountains striped in vivid reds, yellows, oranges, and blues across the landscape. These colors formed over 24 million years as different minerals and sandstone layers were compressed and uplifted. The formations are so spectacular that they challenge photography's ability to capture reality, often appearing fake due to their impossible-looking color intensity. Fact 36. The horizontal waterfalls that flow sideways. Australia's horizontal falls create the illusion of waterfalls flowing horizontally when massive 10-meter tides force water through narrow coastal gorges. The phenomenon occurs twice daily, creating pressure differences that push enormous water volumes through McClarty Range gaps. David Attenborough called it one of the greatest natural wonders of the world due to its unique physics-defying appearance. Fact 37. The Polka Dot Lake. Canada's Spotted Lake transforms into a natural polka dot pattern during summer, when mineral-rich water evaporates, leaving colorful circular pools. Each spot contains different mineral combinations, creating a patchwork of colors ranging from white and yellow to green and blue. The lake contains some of Earth's highest concentrations of magnesium sulfate, creating this natural art installation that changes patterns annually. Fact 38. The spherical boulder beach. New Zealand's Moeraki boulders are perfectly spherical stones weighing several tons scattered along Kokohe Beach. These geological marvels formed 65 million years ago through concretion processes where minerals slowly accumulated around organic matter. The boulder's perfect spherical shape and scattered distribution create such an alien landscape that many visitors assume they're artificially placed. Fact 39. The desert oasis lagoons. Brazil's Lençóis Maranhenses features a desert filled with crystal-clear freshwater lagoons that appear and disappear seasonally. Despite receiving significant rainfall, constant winds maintain vast white sand dunes. During rainy season, thousands of lagoons form between dunes, creating an impossible landscape where tropical paradise meets Saharan desert in Brazil's most surreal environment. Fact 40. The Mars Simulation Valley. Chile's Valle de la Luna creates such convincing Martian landscapes that space agencies use it for Mars mission training. Located in the Atacama Desert, this valley features salt formations and rock spires sculpted by wind over millions of years. The complete vegetation absence and unique mineral compositions create colors and textures so alien that astronauts prepare for Mars exploration here. Fact 41. The Limestone Forest, rising from sand. Australia's Pinnacles Desert features thousands of limestone pillars rising from yellow sand, creating an ancient stone forest. These formations developed over 25,000 years through plant roots, acidic groundwater, and wind erosion. The pillars range from centimeters to 5 meters in height, creating a maze-like landscape that transforms dramatically with lighting conditions, resembling a natural sculpture garden. Fact 42. The accidental rainbow geyser, Nevada's Fly Geyser, was accidentally created in 1964 during geothermal drilling and now continuously deposits rainbow-colored minerals. The geyser reaches 200 degrees Fahrenheit and creates terraced formations in brilliant reds, greens, and yellows. This human-created accident demonstrates how geological processes can create unexpected beauty, turning an industrial mishap into one of America's most colorful natural phenomena. Fact 43. The Fossil Timeline. Exposed South Dakota's Badlands expose 37 million years of evolutionary history in colorful sedimentary layers visible from the surface. These eroded formations preserve ancient mammals, including three-toed horses and saber-toothed cats in natural timeline format. Each rock layer represents different epochs, making the Badlands an open-air museum where visitors can literally walk through millions of years. Fact 44. The Floating Villages Among Limestone Towers. Vietnam's Ha Long Bay features entire communities living on floating villages among 1,600 limestone islands. These communities adapted completely to aquatic life, with floating schools, hospitals, and markets. Residents often spend entire lives on water, developing unique maritime cultural traditions. The bay's emerald waters and towering limestone create mystical settings where ancient geology meets traditional life. Fact 45. The Death's Door Passage. Wisconsin's Door Peninsula earned its ominous name from treacherous Death's Door Strait, where unpredictable currents and submerged rocks claimed hundreds of ships. French explorers named this passage Porte de Mort, after witnessing Native American canoes disappear in turbulent waters. Despite modern navigation, unique underwater topography continues creating sudden weather changes and dangerous conditions for mariners. Fact 46. The City Built on Hell. New Zealand's Rotorua sits atop intense geothermal activity, where hot springs, geysers, and boiling mud pools exist alongside normal urban life. Sulfur emissions create distinctive smells that residents barely notice but overwhelm visitors. This unique geological setting allows residents to cook food using natural geothermal heat. Fact 47. The limestone sentinels. Being eaten by ocean, Australia's 12 apostles are limestone stacks continuously sculpted by 20-meter waves crashing against Port Campbell's coastline. Despite their name, only 8 apostles remain, as constant erosion causes periodic collapse. The stacks formed over 20 million years, but are disappearing rapidly, making them temporary geological sculptures with uncertain lifespans that change with every major storm. Fact 48. The Cotton Castle Thermal Terraces. Turkey's Pamukkale creates brilliant white terraced pools formed by mineral-rich hot springs flowing downhill for thousands of years. These travertine terraces resemble frozen waterfalls and maintain constant therapeutic temperatures. The stark white formations against blue sky create one of Turkey's most photographed phenomena, where geology creates natural infinity pools that have attracted visitors since Roman times. Fact 49. The magnetic light show. The aurora borealis occurs when solar particles interact with Earth's magnetic field 100 kilometers above surface, creating dancing curtains of light extending 1,000 kilometers into space. Colors depend on altitude and atmospheric gases, with green from lower oxygen and red appearing higher up. Fact 50. The katabatic wind, highways. Antarctica's dry valleys experience katabatic winds reaching 320 kilometers per hour as cold, dense air rushes from polar plateau toward coast. These hurricane-force winds are so consistent, they prevent snow accumulation, creating landscapes more barren than hot deserts. The valley's extreme conditions make them perfect Mars analogs, leading to extensive space exploration training and scientific research programs. So there you have it, 50 impossible facts that prove our planet is stranger than any science fiction movie ever made. Which fact broke your brain the most? Let me know in the comments. And if this blew your mind, smash that like button, because I've got even more mind-bending secrets coming your way.